be.
I so appreciate your support.
I just love you, man, and I look forward to seeing you again. I'm not going to be a stranger.
Listen to his show. Absolutely, 95.5.
Tell me why, why can't we live together?
Shelley Winter Show, live, local, topical, and relevant, my friends. Got a lot to talk about. Got a good friend of mine calling in from Michigan to talk at 8:30. He's a commentator, conservative commentator in Michigan. He's going to be calling me at 8:30 to talk about what's going on in that race. Polls start to close at 8 p.m. in Michigan. He's going to call in about 8:30 to tell us what's going on. So we'll get to that later on the show. I want to start here. Been going back and forth all day about this topic that I want to talk about. And what got me thinking about it was I got this, let me say something really quickly. I got this like bubble that I need to burp out. It's like right there. You know when it gets there and it makes you feel stiff and you feel like, oh, you're short of breath. It's not a heart attack. It's just a gas bubble there that just has to burp out. But, excuse me if, I just wanted to tell you that because I'm trying to stretch. I'm trying to put my arms up in the air. I need Dr. Joe to call me and tell me what to do to get this. Probably need to drink some ginger ale. But if I do keel over, I thought it was a gas bubble. It was something else. But anyway, let me start here. Last night when we were going off the air, we were talking about a Washington State ballot initiative about enhancing the no men and women sports. And it was the ballot initiative was basically for testing on girls from kindergarten all the way up to high school to play sports. And I was against it. I didn't like the idea of our girls going through that, right? That was just my opinion. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I couldn't hit the button quick enough. I apologize for that. I warned you, though. I said it was something there. Right. So anyway, sorry. So anyway, this we started talking about it, but it was at the end of the show last night, and people calling in, and people had to share their thoughts and everything. So it's about men and girl sports, right? But it got me thinking all night long, and this happens to me all the time. I start thinking about things, and it just takes on a life of its own. Now, for the record, I'm against boys in girl sports. I'm against it. I don't think a boy in high school, particularly high school, younger, middle school, high school, you're in college. I'm against that too. Professional sports, I'm against that too. But it's the younger kids that I pay more attention to, and I don't think it's right. I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's right. That's my position. Right. On a political side, just don't think it's that big a deal. Right. It's not something that's going to chase me to the polls. I got a lot of other things before I get to that. Right. So anyway, it got me thinking, and I realized something. The consultant class and the political class really are the problems. Because liberals, and I'm not going to say Democrats and Republicans because the parties change. Really, it's conservatives and liberals. They, generally speaking, yes, you could point to one or two people that on the Democrat side, but generally speaking, from all the Democrats I know, none of them are for a boy who thinks he's a girl playing soccer in high school against girls. None of them, right? The difference is we as Republicans see it as just, and I'm this way, we see it as just such a far out thing that we're even discussing that we don't understand the other side. And I'm not saying the other side is for it. They're not. Most Democrats, the vast majority of Democrats that I know personally, don't want to see a kid in 10th grade who believes he's a girl running track against their daughter. Or anybody's daughter, for that matter. And they certainly don't want that boy showering in the shower with the girls. And they certainly don't want the girls to have to wait for him to shower because he's a boy. They just see it as a disruption. But here's the difference between the way the Democrats see that issue and the way Republicans, not Democrats, the way liberals see that issue versus conservatives. We see it as a very common sense thing. Like, how could this be an issue? And we pay no attention to the effect that it has on the child at all. We're just like, what? Are you kidding me? The Democrats see it they're against it as well, but they have empathy for the child. And that's the difference. And so what happens is we can't get beyond our as conservatives, what are you talking about, to get over to here, or at least meet them in the middle to say, well, yes, we agree with you, but we're trying to give some sort of humanity to the child. To the child. Call it what you want to call it. Confusion, whatever you want to call it, whatever thing you want to call it. Democrats want to give the humanity to the child. And they feel a law specifically targets that child. And so when we as as conservatives say, but it's when they say, but it's only 0.2, whatever it is, they see us as targeting that small group of people. We see it as a common sense thing. Why would you want to? Why would you allow this? This is wrong. But they see it as, yes, you're right. It is wrong. It should not happen. But let's give some humanity to the child who is feeling this way or thinking this way. And the problem that exists is the political class, the media, the political class, the consultants target that issue. And they drive that issue, which is like injecting hatred and mean-spiritedness and just not being nice to people into the world at large. And so you have a group of people yelling and screaming, no boys and girls sports. Well, nobody wants boys and girls sports. But one side sees the humanity in a child, and I'm not saying they're right or wrong. I'm just telling you what they see. The other side sees it just as, how are we even here? Why are we even here? Why are we even having this discussion? And I think I start off with this because I want to let people know that I think we can become a better world if both sides take away the fact that we think the other side is Looney Tune, communist, crazy, and the other side is racist, white supremacist, evil. If we take those adjectives away on what we place on the other side, we can come together and come up with a plan that says, hey, what should we do? Here's what we should do. The Georgia High School Association already has boys play with boys, girls play with girls, and we keep it moving. And then nobody's harmed. Nobody's targeted. No one feels targeted. No one's yelled at. It's just, it is what it is. Hey, I'm a young boy. I'm 16 years old. I think I'm a girl. Okay, well, no, okay, fine, but go run with the boys. That's the rule. Not the law, not the federal plan, just a high school sports rule. Simple as that. I think that if we can start, Democrats stop thinking every Republican, by virtue of being a Republican, is some kind of coon or sellout or white supremacist or racist, and Republicans can stop looking at the Democrats as commies and evil and democrats. Take all of those things away. Take those out of your mind and start looking at the other side as they probably agree on most of the things. We all agree on most of the things, most of the issues. We agree. It's just on how the consultant class and the media class and a political class frames those issues in order to drive outrage amongst us, which in turn, by driving the outrage between us and a hatred between us, it drives the divisiveness. And then we end up where we are now. People hating people on issues that, one, are very minor, but even more importantly, everyone already agrees upon the basic issue. It's the Shelley Winter Show, 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. When we come back, got to talk about fundraising in the Senate race.